Huh. Huh. All right. Check, check. 1, 2. Rad. All right. All right, everyone. Welcome back. It's the 2012 Madden 25 franchise sim year. Who knows? I don't actually know at this point. What are we in? 2040? So, like 16 or 17. But yeah, going off of last video that we had, we are just gonna keep continuing because I don't want to really stay on Madden 25 too much longer. I will say, um, I kind of want to finish this off before I start an additional series or two even. So let's get this one fully out of the way here, and we're gonna speed this one up a bit unless we come across anything interesting. That's obviously the key. Is if we find something interesting, then we find something interesting. But if not, then we will just continue on. Um, so, without further ado, continuing off of last episode, we had the Bucks beat the Steelers 13-10. Yeah, the final ride of 2012. That is correct, Voodoo. For those of you who didn't see the last stream or last video, RG3 was the big retirement there of the series. Obviously, he was an AFC South legend, Houston Texans first overall pick, MVP multiple times, Super Bowl winner, but not for the Texans because he left. Forrest Lamp retired. That was another one. I mean, otherwise, nothing too crazy for our division other than Odell. Odell was a big one who retired. We never got to really see him play from Voodoo's coaching standpoint, but he was a legend for the AFC South for the Colts in the sim. So He was probably the best player. Maybe him and J.J. Watt were the best two guys that were like just super consistent, super elite players. And Pat McAfee did retire as well. Another AFC South legend there. Um, and there's a bunch of other guys in here, but like none of them are super important. But yeah, I mean, when it all is said and done, I mean, he should be on the stats of the receiving all time. He's probably up there in terms of best players of all time, to be honest. Although they don't do the top 10s anymore, which is so stupid, actually. Like, I don't know. It's dumb. In a career receiving yards, he was nowhere near, but we can go by Colts. He should be here. He is. So he ended his career with 20,496 yards, 192 touchdowns, 1,290 receptions. Just to compare that to Jerry Rice's final stats in his career, because I know we did that before. Jerry Rice had 1,549 for receptions, 22,895 for the yards, and then 197 touchdowns. So still Jerry Rice, insane, insane, and still the best receiver of all time. But Odell was close. If he played another 2 or 3 seasons, I mean, receptions wise, was probably not going to get there. But yardage and touchdown, I mean, he was only 5 touchdowns off of Jerry, 2,000 yards off of Jerry. Just with the production that he got off of his receptions, one of the best receivers of all time. So, shout out to him. Shout out to Odell. But we are going into free agency here really quick, I guess, because I don't remember, even if it was a couple days ago, what was the playoff standing here. Right. Jags made it to the playoffs, lost to the Steelers in the divisional round. But yeah, no, Odell is definitely the best receiver of the decade. I'd say even maybe the past 2 decades, to be honest. Although he only played 14 years, so that's maybe pushing it, but still. Yeah, let's see if an AFC South team can make it back to the Super Bowl. It's been a minute. Again, we're still sitting on just the Texans winning the Super Bowl in Sim, which is still very crazy to me. We've had multiple appearances in the AFC Championships from the Colts and Texans. Just not able to get to the big game. So we'll see. Maybe this offseason will be different. That's what I want. Oops. Sorry about that. Let's see here. We will skip the mock draft 5 and stuff. And we will head on to free agency recap. And once again, the draft classes are just going to be randomly generated at this point. So we're getting to the territory of guys we don't know. And Patrick Mahomes is headed to the Broncos after being a Steeler for his entire career and being really good in a dynasty. But the Steelers might not be a dynasty anymore. We will have to see. But yeah, so quarterback Pat Mahomes was the big one. Big old Mac Jones there. Jackson Dart. Tanner McKee going to the Texans. I'll have to see who the Steelers' starting quarterback is. It surely isn't going to be Chris Olodokun. Tanner McKee is going to go to the Texans as a backup for Lamar. Jonathan Brooks, holy crap. This could have been him if he didn't tear his ACL a million times. Saquon, former Texan, going back to his Eagles in real life. Tyrone Tracy, but like really small for some reason in the corner there. Go into Houston. Same thing with Rashad White. I don't know if this must be a glitch. Terrell Pryor, I'm pretty sure he did. Um, I'd have to bet on it that he would have, but I'm not 100% sure. Jalen Samuels going to the Jags, sure. Brian Thomas, really good. I mean, maybe the dynasty isn't over because Steelers is they're bringing in a really good player in Brian Thomas Jr. But no one at receiver. Jake Butt. Love that they can't have Butt. That's censored. Bad word. Terrible. So dumb. We're proceeding to have more and more of the what are they called? Not expansion teams, but the rebranding teams. The Snowhawks, I believe. No tight ends really to note there for the AFC South. See anyone on the O line? Really doesn't look like there's a lot of movement here for the AFC South. Yeah, relocated teams. That's the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of it. But yeah, we're starting to get a nice amount of those teams in there. Keon Mitchell, sure. He's going to the Texans probably as a backup. The Jags bring in 2 backup linebackers. Man, our teams aren't doing anything this time around. They're just like, hey, we're going to actually not do very much this period of free agency, which, I mean, fair enough. They don't have the money. The Bucs are signing like everybody, though. Steelers probably have some cap space, not bringing back Pat Mahomes, so that's why they're in the mix too. Jags get a kicker, Alex Rayner. Yeah, really not a lot of guys there. I mean, Laramie Tunsil's still sitting in here, by the way. Former Titans left tackle. He's still asking for a shit ton of money, though. I don't know what team would bring him in, but I mean, I know any of our teams could probably use him. But it's a lot of kickers and punters, as usual. So let's go ahead really quick, I guess. Let me look at the Steelers quarterback because I'm interested. All right, they don't have a really good quarterback right now. They're rocking Miller Moss, who's a 71 overall. He's not great, so I'm curious to see what they're gonna do at quarterback. Might draft a guy. They might just go with Miller Moss for the year. Let's go ahead, and I'm thinking we're just gonna simulate the draft from here on out because it doesn't feel super necessary. Oh yeah, let me check the Dolphins. I want to say Terrell Pryor retired, but I can't remember for sure if he did. Oh wow, Brett Winters. Yeah, he's pretty good. Let me see if he's in the league at this spot here. How is JJ McCarthy? Okay, JJ DeWolf is here. Terrell Pryor. We got Prescott, still a Titan. Not seeing him. I feel like he is retired. If I had to put my money on it. Yeah, we'll just look at the recap because it's like, yeah, we don't know how these players are actually going to look. It's like, oh yeah, we drafted a tackle. Okay. It's different. I mean, yeah, I would say Pryor is most likely gone. If RG3 is gone, it's very likely. But let's see what the AFC South did with their draft picks. We'll start with the Texans. Brought in a corner, Dom Campbell, hidden dev, pretty good zone corner. Looks like a pretty good player there. Good pick for Houston. Obviously, they lost Desmond Trufant, I think, 2 seasons ago, so they're filling that void. And they got a really big, just like nose tackle, honestly. 6'1", 367. He's a big dude. He's very slow, but he's a big, strong dude who's going to be a gap filler. That's a pretty good pick for Houston as well. Some other picks there, but they didn't have a ton of picks. They looks like they traded the 6th and 7th for something, but a pretty solid draft for what they had. The Titans do draft a left tackle, hidden dev, pretty good pass protector. We'll see if he plays or not. In the second round, though, they got a really good player, Najee Horn. No hidden dev, but he's a pretty good zone corner as well. And then left guard, Cole Adams in the third round. Pretty good pickup. A good find in the third round for the Titans, trying to rebuild this O-line. And then from there on out, some all right, whatever, depth picks, nothing too crazy. Did draft 3 corners, which is something interesting. Colts, they brought in a corner. A lot of corners for this division. 20-year-old, no hidden dev, but Kerry Osgood, more of a man-style corner. Injury's a little concerning, so we'll see. High-risk player there, but he could be pretty good. Devon Shields, another good corner, though, Maurice Garrison. He does have hidden dev, 5'9", 200. Probably more of a slot archetype, and honestly, I've never seen this type of player before. Now, again, I haven't done a lot with auto-generated classes in Madden 26, because he looks horrible in terms of zone and press, but like his man's good. He's definitely built as a slot, which I think's cool. I mean, I like having the different archetypes of players. It gets old if they're all, similar archetypes. And then Dalton Smith, solid running back to throw into the group of guys they have already. And then we'll look at the Jags here. They brought in left outside linebacker Antoine McCoy. No hidden dev. More of a speed rusher. Definitely going to be an edge rusher there to pair up with Abdul Carter. And honestly, after that, nothing too crazy for the Jags. Let's see. Was there any generational guys in this class? Anyone really good? 280 overalls, a corner, and a running back, both drafted in the top 10. So that's fair, but nothing too crazy for the drafts. I guess let's take a quick look at these teams before we go into the Sims again. Real quick look over these ones here. Lamar Jackson, still here. Trey Benson, starting running back. You got Jordan Addison, Juju Smith-Schuster, Wandale, still one of the best in the league for the trios there. Hunter Henry, still a great tight end. O-line is pretty all right. Defensive line starting to get a little bit better. Chop Robinson's here. Do they just not have any middle linebackers? They don't. So we'll see what they decide to do there. Corners are really weak, and that's with the rookie. Both rookies. So that's going to be a tough spot for them. Their secondary is horrible. Holy crap! Houston's defense might be cooked. I don't know if Houston's going to be a playoff team. I mean, it's going to be the offense really carrying heavily. I'll check the salary caps too for these teams after too, because I'm curious, because that looks rough. But it does look like we're finally going to see a new quarterback for Tennessee. Will Washington, who I know was sitting behind Dak last year. He was their second round pick, and he is now starting. Dak is still here. Josh Jacobs, Darius Taylor, solid duo still. I mean, I don't know why the Titans have 14 receivers, but they do. Quentin Johnson finally getting a starting role with Tyler Boyd leaving. There's so many receivers on this team for no reason. Devin, Asiasi is here still. They do have Kingsley Suamataia starting at left tackle, so I'm like, why do they have Aaron Olsen here and Travis Jones? I don't know. Kind of questionable team building. Although I'm assuming one of those guys will start at right tackle over Matt Gonclaves. You'd have to assume. AJ Panessa still here. Nick Bosa is still here. Devondre Sweat, still really good trio on the D-line. Ebby Katie is still here. Also, we got Tremaine Edmonds, Demetrius Knight, Joe Tryon. Titans, a ton of corner depth. Again, going to have to get rid of some of those guys probably, but I would say the Titans look like a pretty decent team. It just depends on how their quarterback play shows up, because this looks like a solid team. Possibly playoff contender. Much more well-rounded than the Texans, where they're just fully offense, and that's really mostly all they got. Colts, however, still Trey Lance, superstar dev officially. He's really good for them. Quinshawn Judkins and Justice Haynes are going to be the 1-2 combo there, I'm assuming. Trying to find who's going to be the next elite Colts running back after Fournette left. And Chubb as well. Jerry Jeudy and Jaden Reed still here. Elijah Surratt is here. Going to have to try to fill in the shoes of Mr. Odell Beckham Jr. Pat Freiermuth going to start here. No more Brenton Strange. Colts have no starting left tackle. Isaiah Spiller, he did leave in free agency. I think he was like an 81 or 2 overall or something, and he wanted more money than they probably would have been able to give him, especially when they have Quinshawn and other guys. Yeah, no left tackle for the Colts. They still have Jackson Powers-Johnson. Eric McCoy still here. Josh Geske's a solid right guard. And Paris Johnson's still developing well. Right now, Blake Miller is probably their starting left tackle. Elijah Roberts here. It looks like they don't have a starting right end, so I'm assuming the rookie Devon Shields will get that role. McKinley Jackson and obviously Tillery's still here. He's still doing his thing. Josh Pascal, Quay Walker, Sean Evans still here. Sauce, Carlton Davis, Martin Emerson, Gio Bassnight, Jahdae Barron, and the rookie Kerry Osgood. I don't know why that the Colts had to draft Kerry Osgood in the first round when they have such good depth here. They also brought in Garrison, and then they drafted 3 corners for some reason. I don't understand. It's a really good group. They just need to cut that shit down a lot. And then Terrell Burgess, and looks like no starting strong safety, so Juan Darden's going to be there. I don't know what this team building is right now, but no kicker or punter either. I think the Colts can be good. They can be. It just depends on the depth. Jags. Drake May is a superstar. He's great. Yeah, the Jags or the Colts have 15 DBs to cover the Titans' 15 receivers. That's true. They're going to just put 11 receivers out there versus 11 DBs. No quarterback, no O-line, no running backs, no D-line, no outside linebackers, no inside linebackers, none of that. Jags, we got Drake May still. Najee's kind of coming down from his prime, but he's still good. 2 fullbacks as a choice. Henry Ruggs, Marvin Mims, and J. Michael Sturdivant, the trio. Tommy Tremble, third-year player, Jack Velling. I forgot that was 3 years ago in terms of this franchise. That was a fast sim. Isaiah Wynn, Quinn Miners, John Hitchens, Armand Membu's really good, and Penei Sewell. That right side of the line's really good. The left side needs to develop a little bit more. Braden Fisk, Manuel Ogba. What is happening with this D tackle group? I don't know. But Tyrion Ingram Dawkins is the starter right now. That's not good. Antoine McCoy is going to be the starting edge on the left side. Got Jack Campbell, Craig Wharton, Abdul Carter's an X factor. He's going to be rushing off the right edge, I'm assuming. Kyer Elam, Jermaine Matthews Jr. is a superstar. Corner 3 is a little bit of a weaker spot here for the Jags. Grant Delpit and Taylor Rapper here. I think the Jags are pretty solid. I think they're a playoff team. I think the playoff teams are probably the Jags, and then Titans and Colts are kind of like equal. It just depends on how the depth plays for them. I feel like the Jags have better depth, a better team build, roster building. Yeah, Kyrie Elam did develop into a CB1. Who would have thought? Oh, right. Let me look at the salaries really quick because I am curious to see what the hell's going on here with these salaries. Houston doesn't even have $1 million, so that explains that. Tennessee has a shit ton of money, so I don't know what they're doing. $57 million still. Maybe they'll sign some guys here. They have to, actually. Colts have about 40 mil, so they could have easily done some more signing. They could still do more, though. And then the Jags have just under 5. So the only team that doesn't have that has an excuse is the Texans, really, because they have no money. But let's see. We're going to go ahead and sim, of course, into the mid-season. Also, Hall of Fame of 2041, RG3, Odell Beckham Jr., and Marcel Darius. There you go. Odell is a Hall of Famer. So is RG3. 2 legends of AFC South. Although RG3 was more of a legend for the Eagles than the Texans, still, he was very good for the Texans in terms of setting records. And we're going to head into the mid-season mark to see where the AFC South stands. And I would be shocked if the Texans are not last. That is solely because their offense is so insanely good. But I don't know. Their defense, I don't know. It's not very good. Their secondary is absolutely terrible, though. That's true. Their pass rush is probably going to be fine, but their secondary is not going to do very well. All right, let's look at the standings really quick. All right, AFC South. It's actually really close. Jags at 4-3, Titans 3-3, Texans 3-4, Colts 3-4. So, pretty competitive division. No outright leader in front here this year around. So let's see what happens in the playoffs when we get there. Who's gonna make it out of the AFC South into the playoffs? I want to see Jacksonville, obviously, but again, I think it would be really awesome to see all 4 of these teams. I just don't think they're on that caliber. And it's also so tough at this point to get 4 in wild card. So I'd say we're probably going to see 2 of the teams in there. I don't know. I'm leaning still probably Jacksonville, Tennessee, I would say. But you never know. Things could change very easily. And it looks like the Texans did make the playoffs. And they won the division, and no one else made it other than the Texans. So the team I thought was going to be the worst and had absolutely the worst defense made it, and solely because of their offense being so good. Because their offense is insanely good. But that is actually kind of insane. There's some quarterbacks in this upcoming draft class, though. Yeah, Lamar carried. It's crazy how much he carried, though. And they're 10-7. A lot of 10-7 teams. Every team except for Buffalo is 10-7 in the playoffs right now that are playing this week. That is kind of insane. Let's check the standings. Oh, wow. I mean, the best team is 11-6 Seahawks. There's not a lot of disparity here between these teams. A lot of 9-8, a lot of 10-6, a lot of 8-9. Kind of a crazy year. And even you look at this division. Jags 9-8, Titans 9-8, Colts 9-8. They're going to be picking 17, 18, 19. Vice versa or whatever. They're going to be back-to-back-to-back picks. That's kind of insane. All behind the Texans by 1 game. That's how even these teams were, which is insane because I feel like I said, the Texans were not that good. And look at that, Voodoo. You have to be excited. Mac Jones up there leading the league in yardage for your real life favorite team, the Buffalo Bills. That has to be really a dream come true for you. But let's take a look at the stats real quick. Will Washington, he looks pretty good. He was slinging the rock. I mean, yeah, he needs to work on the picks, but like second-year quarterback, he's doing his thing. Lamar, I mean, he looked great. You'd have to assume he did. Trey Lance, he's doing a good job too. I mean, a little bit too many picks, but he's still doing great. Drake May, though, not a good year. Would like to see him do better next year. So, did we sign him? That's a good question too, because he's in year 4 now. And he honestly hasn't had great years the past 2 years, but they signed him to a 7-year deal. So we'll see if he can get his shit together. Rushing, Najee still elite. Josh Jacobs is still putting up good numbers. Judkins, not very efficient, but he's doing all right. Benson, decent enough with what he had. Yeah, I mean, it's really just Najee and then everyone else. Jerry Jeudy had a great season. We kind of figured that was going to be the case. And Jaden Reed filling in as the receiver 2 role pretty well after losing Odell. Jordan Addison, CeeDee Lamb, and Quentin Johnson all over 1,000. Paris Campbell also close to 1,000. Devin ICIC also close to 1,000. Almost 3 1,000-yard receivers for Tennessee. Meanwhile, the Jags had none. So there is that. I don't know, blocking anyone crazy. Isaiah Wynn's still starting. That is a travesty. Javon Foster, I don't know who that is, but he's starting at left tackle for you guys in Indy, and he gave up 13 sacks. Tremaine Edmonds with the tackle leader. Sacks is Bosa. Fisk looking good. Ogba. Abdul Carter. I mean, this Jags pass rush is really good. Texans are kind of whatever. Tillery with a potential fall off here. Only 5 sacks, 11 tackles for loss is still decent, but Colts defensive line did not get much pressure. Benjamin Morrison, 6 picks for Tennessee, 5 for Edmonds, 4 for Stingley. It seemed like each team had specific things that they were really good at. Like the Jags had a great run game and great pass rush. The Colts had great receivers and quarterback play. The Texans had great quarterback play and great receiver play as well. And then the Titans had great turnover success on defense. But let's see how far Houston can go into these playoffs. Really could be up to anyone at this point, just based on how this season has gone. Houston comes away with a win, 3-point victory over Denver with Mahomes. Mahomes outplayed Lamar, but didn't matter because Trey Benson looked fantastic. And on the other hand, the Bucky Irving rushing attack could not get anything done. Yeah, that's very well put, Voodoo. That analysis is pretty dead on. And we're going to be seeing the Terrell Pryor Bowl. Houston Texans, Miami Dolphins in the AFC divisional round. Can the Texans advance? They have played many times in the playoffs, it seems like. And Houston wins again by 3. And they're going to be taking on the Chargers, who are the 1 seed. This time, again, Lamar getting outplayed. He had an actually pretty rough game. Got sacked 5 times. 57 completion percentage, threw a pick. Brett Winters was really good. But again, I actually don't know how they won. I mean, Benson wasn't as efficient. They did get 2 rushing touchdowns. I don't know how they won, actually, like at all. But they managed to find their way past the Dolphins, and they're going to be playing the Chargers. And of course, look who's back in the NFC Championship. It's fucking Deshaun Watson at the 1 seed again. This fucking prick won't leave us alone. It's insane. I can't stand it. Every fucking year, it seems like. I know last year he wasn't, but like it seems like every other year they're in the NFC Championship at the 1 seed. Like, what is happening? This is like, what if Deshaun Watson wasn't a sexual predator simulation? Like, what if he stayed that elite quarterback that he was in Houston and didn't decide to be a fucking creep, right? That's essentially what this franchise is. This has nothing to do with the AFC South. This is all about Deshaun Watson, who loses. Good, because fuck you. And also Houston loses by 3 against the Chargers. So it's a Chargers Commanders Super Bowl. Let's see. I mean, again, Joe Burrow, wow, 7 for 17. Did not have to throw the ball very much, but he still somehow kind of outplayed Lamar, but at the same time not. Genti, again, I don't know. Neither team looked fantastic. Trey Benson, leading receiver. Kind of insane. But luckily, I think Marcus Mariota is still on the Commanders, I want to say. So I think he saved us from another Deshaun Watson Super Bowl. So that's good. But no Texans Super Bowl. They came up just short again. And I don't know when this AFC South's going to make it back. But I will be waiting. Of course, MVP goes to Deshaun Watson. God damn it. No, Marcus Mariota is a Cardinal, right? Who's the Commanders' quarterback? I can't remember. Is he in here? No. How about best QB? Is he in here? Jared Goff. Okay. Gotcha. Offensive player of the year goes to Lamar. Nick Bosa, defensive player of the year. Dom Campbell, the corner, first round pick, defensive rookie of the year. He kind of had to be since he was their number 1 corner, and they had a terrible secondary. Best QB goes to Lamar. Best running back goes to Najee. Best D lineman goes to Nick Bosa. Benjamin Morrison, best DB. Chad Rylands, he's not in our division. So no Colts awards there. A lot of Texans, Titans, and then Najee for the Jags. Let's go into the Super Bowl and see who's going to win this one. I have no idea, and I don't really care because it's not a big deal. I want the AFC South Championship in there. I want them to be in there. 35-31. Commanders with Terrion Arnold being the MVP, winning the Super Bowl with Jared Goff. Let's check out the retirements. Anyone big? I do see Mr. Dak Prescott is retired. Tyrone Holmes, I don't know who that is, but he is retired. Dak's retired. Laramie Tunsil, former Titans legend, retires. Tyron Smith. Ryan Ramczyk. Marshawn Lattimore. Danielle Hunter. Joe Mixon. Davion Clowney. Ryan Switzer, Titans legend. Yes, and I do believe Deshaun Watson has his 5th MVP. He's in the Peyton Manning tier at this point, which is insanity. Andrew Luck retires as a free agent. I didn't know he was still in the league, but Andrew Luck does retire. Jaguars legend. Sadly, never won a Super Bowl with him. Just like how the Colts couldn't. It's a shame, but it is what it is. Luck was never meant to win a Super Bowl, I guess. Unfortunately. Let's check really quick. See what we got going on with the contracts. Any big names? Michael Dixon. Hunter Henry, that's a big one. He's 34, but that is still their like elite tight end that they've had forever. Dexter Lawrence, I didn't even know he was here. Josh Connerly, a lot of contracts, but nothing like too crazy. Titans have a lot of money now. Willie Lampkin's been their starting left guard for a while. Joe Tryon's been their starting right outside linebacker for a while. Jabril Peppers is probably gone. He's regressed to the point of not being worth signing. Same thing with Paris Campbell. Well, he's, not really a ton of guys to sign for the Titans there. The Colts also have a ton of money. Carlton Davis is gone, probably. Eric McCoy, though, that's a big question mark there. He's still pretty good at center. I mean, if I were them, I'd re-sign him. But not a ton to re-sign there either. Not a ton of huge players in this team. And then the Jags, not as much money, but they're going to have to do a little bit more with what they have. Emmanuel Ogbah, who's been a really good player for them, leaving. They're starting left tackle, Isaiah Wynn. He's been bad. Hopefully they let him walk. Brennan Jackson. Gardner Minshew, I didn't even know he was a Jag. Again. he's probably gone. Braden Fisk, he's been good. Travion Henderson's been a good backup running back. So we will see what happens there. Not a ton, but we will see if any of those big names get signed elsewhere or not. But hopefully with all these teams having a pretty substantial amount of money, we will see some guys signed to our AFC South teams and not signed from. Because we have not gotten too many big names very often. It's been here and there every once in a while. So we'll see. This is a prime year for it, at least with money. I don't know how the talent is in the free agency pool, but let's take a look. It's a terrible free agency pool, so that's not ideal. But do you see that? Jared Goff, who just came off a Super Bowl, leaving the Commanders, going to the Eagles. Same thing with Baker Mayfield. Okay. Trevor Etienne, former Texan, going to the Bills. Mekhi Hughes going to the Jags. He looks all right. Ronald Jones. I forgot about Ronald Jones. Kyron Williams, who never developed into being that really good running back we see today. Both going to Houston. They love signing these like really bad backups. I don't know what the point in that is, but it is what it is. I don't care. No one at receiver. Tight end. Brevin Jordan. Really nothing there. Evan Ingram. Old-ass Evan Ingram going to the Texans. Willie Lampkin leaving the Titans. And he will be going to Arizona. Eric McCoy leaving the Colts to go to the Giants. So, big question of what they're going to do at center for Indianapolis. I'm not sure. Maybe they'll draft one, because they didn't sign one. Josh Connerly leaving the Texans, going to the Wizards. Braden Fisk leaving the Jags, going to the Bucks. Jags do bring in Vincent and Anthony Jr. as hopefully a replacement, and also DeWolf Green II. I don't know. Texans bring in Jaden Jones, Deontay Bates. Sure. Nothing too crazy. Although the Jags' big signing, Mozzie Smith, best player in this free agency class at D-tackle. So that's a pretty big signing. Nothing too crazy going on there. I saw a couple Texans D-tackles leave, but I don't remember their names. It's not that big of a deal. Emmanuel Ogbah leaving the Jags, though, going to the Eagles. So a couple holes to fill for the Jags on that pass rush. It's kind of interesting. I said how much money that all the teams had, but the Jags are doing the most, and they have the least amount of money to work with. And they are signing Will Johnson away from a team. I don't know who, but that's a pretty good corner for the Jags. Jay Ward, Colts legend, I guess, leaving the Bucks. And Taylor Rapp's leaving, was it Tennessee, maybe? I don't know. Can't remember. But really not a lot of signings for this AFC South. That's okay. As we continue on, we're going to go right into the draft here. And we will see what the AFC South decides to do. Good reply. Good reply, video. Hold on. How do I? It's fine. I don't care. I was going to fix it, but I don't really care. I don't care that bot is in here. It's not a big deal. But anyways, let's check what the draft looks like for these teams. Wow. That's crazy. Saints not related to AFC South at all, but Saints in the second round getting 83 overall running back, 99 juke move, that archetype. Damn, Saints have been kind of bad since that one Super Bowl against the Texans. Houston getting Corey Morgan, left tackle, hidden dev, okay, but I mean nothing too crazy for Houston. Gordon Beckham at running back, I guess. He's decent enough in the 7th round. I don't know what Houston did, or 6th round. Houston just somehow keeps trading picks. I don't know what they're doing with them, who they're trading for, but they're getting rid of their picks, so that's fine. Good for them. The Titans, though, bring in Ben Woodley, pretty solid pass rusher in for the 1st round. And then they also brought a couple other guys here, Lorenzo Reeves at running back, middle linebacker Michael Macklin, some depth guys further down. Indianapolis bring in a pretty solid draft class here. Carl Mason in the 1st round. Huge 6'5", 234 receiver. No hidden dev, but he's a big body receiver. And they don't really have that right now. Jaden Reed and Jerry Jeudy aren't exactly small, but they're also not really that type of physical receiver. Son of Arian Foster, Houston's Texans legend, Artie Foster, going to division rival Indianapolis Colts. Yes, I also agree with the Madden 26 changing it to edge rusher. It was way too long for them to do that, because it's been like 5 years that the league has been acknowledging that it's edge rusher now. It's so frustrating that they waited that long, and it's so much better now because there was always contracts, right, that you're paying off-ball linebackers who were outside linebackers the same price as an edge rusher, when that's just not how it works. Like, you don't give TJ Watt money to an off-ball linebacker. Like, that's just, they're not the same rate. So it's kind of annoying. But yeah, Dickinson, 75 overall, 3rd round pick, hidden dev out of Wisconsin. Not the best run blocker, but as a receiving threat, he might be elite, and kind of adding to the long line of Colts legendary tight ends. And then some just backups there in the later rounds. And Jags, though, bringing in some really good players here. Corner again, Rasheem Baxter. Zone corner, very athletic. I kind of like the drip. I don't know, just long sleeve everything on. Interesting. He's a pretty good corner, though. They also brought in left end Jamal Clifford, No hidden dev, but they needed help on that D line. More of a run defender. Clayton scouts bringing in tight end of their own. Looks like it was a good tight end class. This one, bit more of a Mercedes Lewis type when you look at his play style. Flashback to him being a legend for for Jacksonville. And Terrell Lyons, 4th-round pick, could be the Najee Harris successor. 76 overall, hidden dev. Jags and Colts definitely had pretty good drafts there. So we'll see if that translates to postseason success, which we haven't seen from this past year. Let's go ahead and sim. We do see Andrew Luck is a Hall of Famer along with Tyron Smith. Congrats to them. Shout out to Andrew Luck. Jags legend. Now, I don't have any predictions, to be honest. I have no idea because I thought Houston was going to be the worst team. And then they're the only team to make it to the playoffs by a game over the rest of the division. So it could really be anyone. It all depends on QB play for the Jags and the Titans, really. And I don't know. The Colts really need Tillery to step it back up. But let's see. Oops. Yeah, maybe since Luck retired, they will win the Super Bowl. I would love to see that. Do it for Luck. AFC South, Colts at 4-3, Titans at 4-3, Texans 3-4, Jags 3-4. So just like last season, very even division. Could be anyone's game here. Any one playoff spot could be available for this division. I mean, this division, I feel like, has a history of being very competitive. Not even just in this simulation or the games we played, but just in general, they've, usually more so on the bad side, right? Like history's past, you think like around this, like when we started 2012 was not a great year. I feel like there's a lot of just like bad AFC South teams, but they're kind of like doing all right, at least in the middle. But we do see the Colts did make it as a 6th seed in the Manning Bowl, and then the Texans made it, and so did the Steelers. The Steelers are back in the playoffs, and the Blues are now kind of the next franchise, maybe, that is going to be really building up. So it's pretty interesting. But let me just do this real quick, and then we'll go to the standings. Another 10-7 season for Houston. 10-7 for the Texans and Colts. 7-10 for the Jags and Titans. Balanced as all things should be. Although the two teams again that I thought were, kind of the better teams overall performed the worst, and I think it all comes down to coaching. Bruce Arians still showing he's got it. And let's check out some stats. AFC South, Trey Lance still looking pretty good. Lamar Jackson also still looking pretty good. Will Washington looking all right. A little bit safe with the football, but Drake May does not look like he was worth paying. He has not been great. He is really not shown that he is the franchise QB, even though he has the tag. He is a superstar dev, but he's the 5th best quarterback in the league by overall, but he hasn't shown it. He hasn't played like it. And I don't know what the problem is, but it's got to get better, especially with Najee, who's going to start getting older here. Still the only one over 1,000. Trey Benson, he's probably going to get to that 1,000-yard mark eventually. Jacobs just continuing to lose work. Darius Taylor getting involved. The Colts run game, man. Judkins looked pretty bad, to be honest. And Trey Lance was maybe their best runner. Justice Haynes got 13 touchdowns, but wasn't very efficient on the ground otherwise. So you'd have to imagine, I mean, they're still in the hunt for a running back. Jerry Jeudy with a great year, 1,600 yards almost, 114 catches, 14 touchdowns. Addison was great. Jaden Reed doing his thing still. Quentin Johnson was really solid as well. A couple other guys in here. But you'd have to imagine that I think that Jerry Jeudy kind of was never allowed to be that receiver one for Indy with Odell there. And now that he's finally receiver one, he has the ability to. And look at Elijah Roberts. 19 tackles for a loss for the Colts. Not a ton of sacks in this division. Chop Robinson, 12. Arnold Ebiketie with 12. Everyone else under 10. Bosa, 9. Tillery, a little bit better than last year, but still not to his standards. A lot of guys really not doing great. Abdul Carter, not great. Jags have Nick Scarton again, or somehow. Mozzie Smith wasn't a great signing, honestly. Derek Stingley with 5 picks. Yeah, the Colts, they know what they're doing with the receivers, seems like. But let's see. So, can we get a Colts-Texans playoff matchup? We'll see. It would be nice. I would love to see it. It'd be fun. We haven't actually gotten to really talk about a matchup between those two teams. We talked about Colts versus Titans, and that's about it. And we did Texans versus Saints. So in the playoffs, the Colts lose 50-13. Oh man, they were not ready for Mahomes. Trey Lance looked horrendous. Maybe his worst game I've ever seen him play in Madden. Real life, this is about what it is. I mean, Mahomes looked great, but Trey Lance looked horrible. And again, the Colts' run game was just terrible. Rashad Bateman was great. Jaden Reed tried. It was, yeah, not a good showing from this Colts team. Really rough. Really rough. Houston barely scratching by over the Steelers, who are led by George McKinnis. I guess they drafted him in the first. He has the QB of the future tag. He looks pretty all right, but Lamar obviously outplayed him. Trey Benson, other than the fumble, looked solid. So, I mean, yeah, it was pretty even matchup. Let's see if Houston can take down the Blues, who clearly seem to be the new big dog in the NFL. And it looks like they do. Houston wins 28-21 over the Blues. Lamar had a pretty good game. Oh wow, Nico. He threw a pick, wasn't super accurate. Trey Benson was good. 2 touchdowns for Addison. We'll see. Houston versus Denver in the Brock Osweiler Bowl. What a pull, right? It's crazy how that's the name I think of. That's the name I that jumps to mind. Brock Osweiler. I mean, who else has played there? I mean, there's probably so many players who've played for both teams, but I didn't even look at the NFC side. Washington owns Seattle. I guess so. That's their kryptonite. Washington State versus Washington, D.C. I guess Washington, D.C. is the superior Washington. That's what it seems like. So, all right. That's pretty interesting. I mean, even without Jared Goff, they managed. So, hey, we'll take it. We're a big fan of the Commanders in this household since they're stopping Deshaun Watson from making it to the Super Bowl. Doesn't mean that they stopped him from winning MVP, though. And the Texans are going to the Super Bowl for the first time in years, beating the Broncos, who destroyed the Colts. And they're going to be going to play the Commanders. Wow. All right. Mahomes looked great. Lamar Jackson really didn't have to do a ton, I guess, but Mike Pettis had 2 touchdowns. Trey Benson got a touchdown. I guess their run game was enough. And wow. So we got Houston back in the Super Bowl. I mean, when was the last? It was so long ago at this point. Need to look. It's been forever, it feels like. It was 2020. Oh, hold on. When did they send to it? 2034. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. 8 years ago. So it's been 8 years for Houston. And they're back in the Super Bowl to take on the Commanders, who just won last year. But they did lose Jared Goff. I don't know who their quarterback is, but I'm very curious. Deshaun Watson, 6-time MVP, dude. Stop. Stop it, please. This is killing me. This is killing me. It really is. I can't stand it. I can't stand seeing this. Jerry Jeudy, Offensive Player of the Year. He definitely had a great season. Definitely deserved it. Bills, Offensive Rookie and Defensive Rookie of the Year. Best QB goes to Lamar. Jerry Jeudy, Best Receiver. Best Kicker, Quinn Mooney for the Texans. Sure. Yeah. Deshaun Watson. I mean, let this be just a lesson to Deshaun Watson, to everyone. If you just, keep yourself clean. Don't do something stupid. Don't do something immorally wrong. Good things will come your way. This is the example I'm showing here. Deshaun Watson, in this universe, just never did something bad that he's done in real life. Like the weird, gross stuff that he did to women in massage parlors, right? He never did that here. And look what happens. 6-time MVP. He's made the Super Bowl and won multiple times. This guy is great. You'd think. Yeah. It's crazy. But we are in the Super Bowl. So, yeah, moral of the story is if you're a good player, your awful actions are ignored. That too. Tyreek Hill, Ben Roethlisberger, speaking as a Steelers fan, Ray Lewis, O.J. Simpson, to the point that he even died without even having to face a sentence. So, yeah, but Voodoo, question is, what are your thoughts on doing another commentary? It's up to you. I don't have a preference. That's fair. I don't have a preference personally. Like, I'm cool. Like, I guess the way we would do it would just be, I mean, I have it streaming to Discord right now, like how we did it for one of the games. I forget which one, but I guess for the Texans one, last time. So I'm fine either way. Like, it doesn't matter to me too much. We can just sim as well. So let's just sim. Let's sim, or let's do this. How about I'll go in, I'll quick sim, and we'll watch. Maybe if it gets close, we'll watch like the last couple minutes, and I'll commentate. We can do that. So let me go to, I'll create a new character. And let's see. I will go to the Commanders, I guess. Mike McDonald at not quarterback, at coach. All right. So, who is starting for them right now? Ron Branson. He looks pretty good. Looks pretty solid. All right. Solomon Thomas, 99 overall, is insane. Crazy thing to see. But let's go ahead, hop in here. We'll just quick sim. So right now the Texans are rated as a higher rated team than the Commanders. Yeah, their starting running back is injured. So we'll see if that plays much of a factor here or not. So I'm just hold on. Is there question, I guess, for you, Voodoo? Are you hearing the game audio at all? Because I'm not hearing it on stream and I'm realizing. Which is not a big deal, but oh, I guess I'll return this kick and we'll see. I'll just do that real quick. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Houston, we have a problem. I don't hear any game audio either. But also, I'm doing too good for my own. I'm good. I don't know why there's no game audio. But also, I'm doing too. It's not really a big deal, I guess. I'll just talk. It's fine. I'd rather, if we do end up going into a commentary at some point, I would like to hear it, but it's fine for now. We will. That was a pretty unnecessarily good return for an audio check, but hey, I saw an opportunity and I took it. So let's see. Quarter one. Looks like it's going to be a tie ball game going into the second quarter. And Houston puts up 3. Commanders can't quite put up any points before the half. Houston driving down gets a field goal. Houston gets a touchdown. Gonna go to the end of the game. Commanders. Oh, here we go. I think Commanders have the ball. 2-minute drill. Hold on 1 second. Can I hear in-game audio with my headphones? I don't have my headphones set up because last time I was listening to it in Discord. Oh. Why was my output device set as my microphone and not my headphones? I don't know if that has anything to do with it either, but it could. All right. That might have been the issue, which is so odd that that's the issue. Anyways, let's go ahead and see this last 2-minute drive here. Commanders are driving at the 37. I hear gaming audio now. It's crazy how that was the issue. Oh, running around, gets sacked. Their quarterback now, 3rd and 5. They have 2 timeouts to work with here, but they need to get a touchdown. He's looking, finds an open man. Broken tackle. It's a good play. Branson to the receiver. Branson drops back, throws it, open receiver again. These white boys are balling right now. You don't hear any audio still? Oh, I see why. Hold on. How about now? Anyways, tossing out to the running back. It's 3rd and 1. 30 seconds left here. Still 1 timeout. Throwing it out to the running back again. And that's going to be tackled for a short loss. They're going to have to take a timeout. That's Amarion Hampton there. So this is a big down here. 4th down and 2. No timeouts. 30 seconds left. They still need to go down the field and get a touchdown from the 24-yard line. Let's see what they can do. Branson drops back. There's getting pressure, and it's going to be knocked down at the line. Houston's going to win the Super Bowl. Wow. And that's a great play from the defensive front, which is the strength of this defense. Jordan Addison had a great game. We're going to exit out of here because they're just going to take a knee. And the Houston's going to win their second Super Bowl in the decade. And it's very interesting how Houston can win a Super Bowl without the Wolf, but couldn't win one with the Wolf. Maybe there's some correlation there, I don't know, but not as dominant as the first Super Bowl that they won. But the Texans do come away with their second Super Bowl win in this simulation. Lamar was pretty good. Run game, Trey Benson was solid, but like didn't run it a ton. Addison was great. Traylon Burks was great. It's really just those two guys. The defense, it seems, is where it was. Micah Parsons had 3 sacks and a pick. I wonder, is it possible that in this game we will see, I mean, probably going to be Jordan Addison wins player of the MVP, Super Bowl MVP, but I mean, at the same time, could it be the losing team wins it? Micah Parsons had a great game, 3 sacks and a pick. 8 solo tackles and a tackle for a loss. Odds are probably not, but it would be interesting. So let me make sure the user settings are on auto for everything. This is not what I'm supposed to be looking at. They should be on auto, I think. I was just confused because before, this is also not the screen. Why am I not remembering what screen is it? Is it? Yeah, no, hopefully we do. Hopefully we do. Is it under sliders? What am I dude, my brain's not working right now. Where are the sliders for the stuff that I'm looking for? So I don't want Houston, or I don't want the ones that have the I thought it was in league settings that has like the auto it is on here. Okay, so I just skipped it. Okay. Never mind. It is on auto. The Saints just sucked. Okay. I was like, did they really just like, because the Saints just kept sucking and sucking and sucking whenever I was them, and all of a sudden they're not good. But yeah, no, we can definitely do just a 10-year sim. Is that what you're meaning? Just do a 10-year sim like that? I also don't remember what year this ends. I can't remember. AI overview says as any year you wish, which is a lie because there is an ending. So fucking stupid that there is an ending. It really should go on forever. $20.52. Yeah, it's something like that. Right? I guess I should put franchise mode in there. No, franchise. Because it's so stupid that it's a thing, right? Okay, typical AI overview says it's 30 years typically. Typically, Jesus. So we'll sim 10 years and see. It should go on well beyond. I mean, I get there's maybe a certain point where it's just too taxing on the thing, but again, it's a $1 billion company. You'd think they could do more than 30 years at the very least. Like, but whatever, it's fine. We're gonna just go ahead and sim 10 years. Yeah, let's see what happens. This is gonna be the last video. With that being said, for this franchise, then, gonna continue the Samurai series, obviously. and going to be starting another series quite soon. And possibly another one a little bit down the line, or maybe not. Maybe it'll just happen. I don't know. I want to do one that's a Road to Glory into. That's what it's called, right? I think so. A Road to Glory into Superstar, and then do another one here shortly. But this is actually going to be taking a while, so let's while we wait on that, let's go do some fun. I don't know, something fun while we wait. All right, BDG. Name players have scored the most touchdowns during the rookie season. I'm not going to be good at this. I'm not doing this one. Let's go to Sporkle. Sporkle quizzes are fun. 10 years is going to take a while. So, Weddle. Dude, I forgot about Weddle. I played that in college a good bit. I just never stuck with it for some reason. All right. Voodoo, give me a player. We'll start with a player from you. Actually, what I'm going to do, just so it's not as much stress on my internet, is I'm going to stop streaming my game to Discord. I believe normal just is fantasy players. I believe so. I haven't, unless they changed it. I believe so. Jerry Jeudy. He was doing really good for Indy. Okay, so we get a receiver. It's going to be in the NFC. What is it? Less than 2? Is that what it is? Where is it this? I forget. Yellow for height is within 2. So it's going to be 5'10" or shorter. 29 or older. And number is 6 or higher. Yeah, there is a hard mode. Yeah, we'll do that second. I do like the hard mode as well. Pause. So we got a receiver. We're thinking NFC on the older end of things, but short. So my thought process is Brandon Cooks might be a good option. Is he on the Saints right now? Or where is he at? I can't remember. I think Brandon Cooks is a good option. I don't know what number he wears, though. We're going to go with him. And it's a good pick. It is NFC, not NFC South, though. Shorter than 5'10", 5'8", 5'9". Looks like he's going to be 31 years old. Or 30 or 31. I don't know why. Wait, 29. No, it has to be 30 or 31. Jesus Christ. And then he wears number 11 or 12. All right, so shorter guy. NFC. Who's 30, 31. 5'8", 5'9", receiver. Wears number 11 or 12. So in the NFC, it's none of the Packers. No way. Vikings. Thielen's taller than that. I don't know if they have anyone depth-wise that I could think of. Bears, also younger receiving core. Lions, I don't think they have anyone, like, unless we're thinking Khalif Raymond. KJ Osborne, I think he's 27. I don't know how tall he is. I feel like he's also not that short. I think he's like 6 foot. I also don't remember what number he wears, but, well, who was I just saying? Lions. Like, Khalif Raymond, is he still with them? I think so. But I also don't know if that's Khalif Raymond. It could be. It could be Khalif Raymond. I think that's an option. I think NFC East. Well, hold on. Bucks? What number does Sterling Shepard wear? Khalif Raymond, he's not super. He's shorter because he's a kick returner primarily. I just don't remember how short. I'm thinking it could be like a Sterling Shepard, but I don't think he's that short though. At the same time, I don't know if he's 5'9", so I don't know. It can't be him anyways. It's not NFC South. Can't be him. I forgot. Can't be NFC South. Scratch that. So NFC East, West, or North. Like thinking. Yeah, I don't know. Arizona, probably not. The Niners, no, I don't think so. The Rams, like Tutu Atwell's short, but he's not that old. I don't think it's the Rams. I think Khalif Raymond is where we're gonna go because that's who I can think of right now. And it is Khalif Raymond. Damn, what a pull! What a pull! Kind of crazy. I did not remember what his number was, but I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's around that age. Number is a little bit unsure, but looks like I still got it. I also don't know what Pro Bowl is, but we'll have to do that as well. We'll do hard mode. All right, Voodoo, give me a player. Any player at all. Even a long snapper, I'm sure. Let me see. Is Christian Kuntz in here? Curious. He is. Let's go. Long snappers are available. Which is not a good sign. Isaiah Rodgers, that's fair. Hold on, let me back out of Sporkle because my computer's not enjoying. Oh, hold on. I need that, actually. Oops, I just logged. I X'd out of my Twitch. Like, how am I going to communicate to Voodoo and chat?
Take care of yourself.
Playing audio from other people's streams. Not allowed. Sorry. All right, Isaiah Rodgers. Come on. Come on. All right. Isaiah. There we go. All right, so AFC DB, 5'11", 6 foot, 27 years old. So, 27-year-old DB, AFC. How old's Teron Johnson on the Bills? I feel like that's around his age, but I also don't know. Is he 6'1" or is he 6 foot? Because I know he's on the sort of. He's definitely not 5 foot something. I don't think. I think Teron Johnson could be an option unless I'm mistaken. Pretty sure none of the Steelers really make sense. Thinking of my team, he's around 6 foot. Let's go Teron Johnson. I think that's a decent idea. Teron Johnson. So, okay, 5'11". He's a little older. I thought he was still 27. All right. Not AFC East. Okay. So north, south, or west? 27 years old. Yeah, no, you're good. I for some reason thought he was still 27. AFC North, Ravens. I don't think anyone's 27 there. I know the Steelers really don't have any 27 years old guys. Unless James Pierre is 27 now by chance, but I don't think so. I don't know how old Juan Thornhill is though. He might be 27. Could be 5'11" too. Fuck it. Let's do Juan Thornhill. See if we get an AFC North. Cam Taylor-Britt. He's younger. I think he's like 25. I also don't know how tall he is at all. But Quan Thornhill. God, it's taken forever. What's going to happen first, the ads or this? Okay, so it's not AFC North. Okay, Juan was 6 foot, also 29. And we're looking at DB with a number 25 or higher. That doesn't really help me yet. So we're looking at South or West. Cam Bynum. Now, he wears number 0. It wouldn't be him. Colts otherwise, like Kenny Moore is older than 29, I think. And then after that, I think Julian Blackmon's too tall, and yeah, it does. I don't know who plays corner for the Colts other than Kenny Moore, to be honest. Texans, Stingley, no idea who plays corner there otherwise. And then Petrie, just too young. I don't know who plays strong safety for him. Oh, yeah, Colts have Travis Ward. He's 29 or something, 30. So he would be a little bit too old for this. I also think he's 6'1", maybe. Jags, Tyson Campbell's too young. I don't remember who they play at corner at all. I don't know how old Andre Cisco is, but I don't know if he's 5'11". I'm not sure about the Jags. Titans. L'Jarius Sneed? He might be 29, though, as well. I don't know. Titans secondary. Minka's too old. Going to the AFC. Or I don't know why I'm in the AFC East. That's not right. Can't do that. I think Sneed is too old as well. I think he's 29. My mind initially jumped to Trent McDuffie, but I feel like he's also not 27. He also wears number 22, so it can't be him. But AFC West feels right, I think. McDuffie, let me see. Let me think real quick before we go with him. Anyone else? Although I think he's like shorter. I think he's 5'10". The Raiders corners, dude, honestly, no fucking idea. No idea who they have at corner. It's crazy how the first corner I think of, he doesn't play there anymore. It's Garyon Conley. He wasn't good either, but I think of him for some reason. Chargers, they have Dante Jackson, but I feel like he's also 29. I feel like every corner is 29. He's also a little... Merrick, he's on the Panthers, I think. Pretty sure. So I have no idea who they have playing there. Like, at all. Raiders just have a bum secondary, I think. Broncos, Surtain's too tall and a little bit too young. Same thing with Riley Moss. I don't remember, other than Jahdae Barron, and then DBs and the secondary, safeties. Hafunga's too tall? I'm not sure about age, though. I know he was an older rookie coming in. Oh, Chiefs. Yeah, like Cisco, maybe. I can't remember how tall he is or how old he is or anything. Let's go with Andre Cisco. Fuck it. He was a name I thought of, but wasn't really sure. He could be taller. He could be not. He's in the East. He's on the Jets? When did that happen? Okay. Well, that wasn't a good guess. I thought he was still in Jacksonville. Or Houston, possibly. All right. Who the fuck plays for the Raiders? AFC South. I feel like the Chiefs have some younger guys like in the secondary right now. He was. I think he just signed there this season. He must have. Fuck, dude. Let's do. God, who the fuck plays there? Who knows? I honestly I don't know who they have, but they're all like new guys I've never heard of in my life. Like, what was his name? There's man. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Let's go Dante Jackson. I know it's not right. Let's just see if it's an AFC West team. Dude, Weddle, come on, man. Keep up with the times here. All right, so it's an AFC South. Wonderful. We're looking at same shit we know. Oh, the sim's done. Well, let's do this first. Since we're here. South. Colts. Jags. It's probably someone on the Jags. I have no idea who plays corner for the Jags or anything other than Tyson Campbell. Shit. I'm just gonna go. I think Travarius Ward's too old, but we're gonna go Travarius Ward. Oh, jeez. There we go. Travarius Ward. AFC South, not Colts. Yeah, see, I thought he was 29, and I also thought he was too tall. Also didn't work the number, but that's besides the point. So we're looking at Houston, Indy, Tennessee. Let's try L'Jarius Sneed. I think he's also too old. But I don't know. I'm lost. AFC South, even though that was like recently been kind of the thing that we've been doing, is not my bag. It is a Tennessee DB. Fuck. Okay. So I'm at 36 or 37. Is there, what's his name? Brownlee or something? Is he on the Titans? Dude, Weddle, I need you to hurry this shit up, please. The sim's done already. Who is Brownlee? Oh, W before the end there. Jarvis Brownlee Jr. Who is that? He's on the Jets. Fucking hell, dude. Who plays for the Titans in the secondary? Fuck. I have no idea. Literally no clue. I mean, my ball knowledge is running out right now. I have no idea. There's no way that Ashton Davis plays there, right? No way. There's no way. I would doubt it. It's not. He's in Miami, dude. Roger McCreary, possibly. Could be. Could be still there. Dude. Who? Amani Hooker. Oh, that's a gettable one. God damn it. I forgot about Amani Hooker. That's unfortunate. Oh well. Time to stream again. Because we are here. And I'm already showing the next Super Bowl. Here is what the Super Bowl after the one we watched was there for Houston winning. As we see the Tennessee Titans lose in the Super Bowl to the Marcus Mariota Cardinals to win their first Super Bowl ever. Deshaun Watson's 7th MVP. Dude, what is happening? I don't know. 2044, the Blues get it done finally for the Bengals win. No more Deshaun Watson Super Bowl MVPs, hopefully. Seeing like nothing. Jags got Defense Rookie of the Year, though. That's good to know. 2045, the Steelers win their 9th Super Bowl. Trevor Lawrence and the Niners wins MVP. Looks like Keon Coleman's really good. Offensive Rookie of the Year quarterback, Christian Jenkins. It looks like Lamar went somewhere else again. These Texans quarterbacks leave. Nick Bosa also no longer a Titan. He is a Saint. 2046, the Bucks win with Anthony Richardson again. Will Washington MVP for the Titans. Wow. That's a big one. Yeah, Lamar, he was probably 33. He didn't retire. He just left. Probably just didn't want to pay him. Will Washington, though, MVP for the Titans. That's a big one. And then they win a Super Bowl. Will Washington, Super Bowl MVP. That's big. Big for the Titans over the Panthers there. Jaguars, another Defensive Rookie of the Year down there, and Ronnie Branch. Moving into 2048, the Jets win. Will Washington MVP again. Jags, moving off of Drake May, get Offensive Rookie of the Year, Reed Peak. All right, 2049, repeat Super Bowl, but Cardinals beat the Jets this time. Will Washington again, Super Bowl, or just MVP. 3 in the past 4 years that we just looked at. Insane. Jaguars still involved, hopefully. Jets going to the Super Bowl again. Will Washington again MVP. Dude, this Will Washington guy must be insane. Also got Offensive Player of the Year with the receiver Middleton. Colts Offensive Rookie of the Year, running back. 2051, Giants win the Super Bowl. And nothing interesting there. Will Washington, man. Let's take a look at these rosters real quick. We still have a lot of teams leaving the NFL here. The NFC North is just Green Bay and everybody else now. There is no more Lions. There's no more Vikings. No more Bears. Crazy. Let's take a look. There's so many. There's not more than there are teams in the league, but there's a lot. Let's start with my Jags. First off, what are we doing? Why do we have all these guys here? What is happening? Okay. Where did this guy come from first off? Because he's the worst one, but like I'm assuming he's probably... Okay, we signed him. That's fine. But Dexter Daniels has X Factor, and we're like, we drafted him. How early? He was a 4th-round pick, and he got X Factor? And we didn't develop him? What are we doing? He did nothing. He's sitting here as an 84 overall backup. He probably was a backup to Drake May, and then we decided, this Reed Peak guy looks pretty good. And then, I mean, holy shit. 30-1. Crazy. I mean, he's doing much better than Drake May was. Reed Peak is peak. James Barton, I mean, nothing crazy at running back there. JP Holiday. Okay. I mean, receivers aren't crazy. Tight end, whatever. Line, pretty good. D-line, though, terrible at the end position. D-tackle looks good. Middle linebacker, really good. Brad Cantrell, the Rookie of the Year from 9 years ago. Developed into an insane pass rusher. No more Abdul Carter, obviously. Pretty good edge rusher group, though. Corners. look pretty damn good. Safeties are fine. Running the 3 kicker, 2 punter strat. Obviously the move. I mean, they look like a good team. They might make the not Super Bowl. I don't want to say that. They might make the playoffs. Let's head down to the Texans. Christian Jenkins is their guy. Very different play style. He is extremely immobile, but he's pretty accurate. Let's see how he's been doing here. Been doing all right, like up and down years, but it's been doing all right overall. Solid running back group there. Receivers are really rough. Really great tight end, Rashad Crosby. O-line looks pretty good. D-line, meh. Bacon, pretty good linebacker there. Really good corner group here. Copeland and Hunt. And then Lamar Spellman. This secondary took a crazy turnaround in that last decade. Yeah, the NFL evolved into the 3 kicker and 2 punter system here. I mean, it became such a crucial part of the game that they had to. Although the Texans don't want to have any conversations about that. They have the best punter ever, apparently, Jaron Kruger, 99 kick power, 99 accuracy. And then their kicker is pretty bad, but they don't want to have any part of that. Titans, Will Washington. Let's see what these MVP seasons were, because this dude's insane. He went on a Deshaun Watson speed run. I mean, nothing like outlandishly insane, but they were very good seasons throughout here. But he's very consistent, putting up, pretty good numbers overall. But I mean, this was his best season here. Almost 4,800 yards, 35 touchdowns, 6 picks, 76 completion percentage. Will Washington. He also had 8 rushing touchdowns that year too. Yeah, he's pretty good. Makes sense why they won a Super Bowl. They also have a solid running back group there. Joseph Middleton looks really good. Let's see his stats really quick. Yeah, no, it's definitely not good to have a Deshaun Watson speed run. Joseph Middleton, holy, 23 touchdown season there. Kind of on the Odell Beckham track right now. Being very consistent, but like elite in doing so. Only 1 tight end. O-line is pretty solid. D-line is pretty rough. Linebackers look good. Corners look solid. Safeties are okay. Now, the Titans are doing something even different. They're going no kicker, no punter. Because they don't think they're going to have to do either. No, but they'll probably sign somebody. Then the Colts. I like that the AFC South has kept all their teams, though. No more Trey Lance. He's retired at this point. They have C.J. Croft. Been starting past 3 years. Pretty decent season last year. Who's this Cortez Whitfield guy, though? Second-year quarterback. Probably not going to end up being anything, but we'll see. Keegan Wilkinson, really good running back. Receivers, ton of depth, but no one's really standing out to be amazing yet. Henderson has a chance, though. Rich Dickinson and Jared Daniels, 2 X-Factor tight ends. I guess the Colts are running, they're like, hey, we can get really good tight ends. Let's just run a 2 tight end set all the time. And, I mean, they're very good, so don't blame them. Colts O-line looks pretty solid, best it's looked in a long time. Gage Hall looks really good. Mike Byers, Craig Crossan. This D-line is elite. This is a great group there. Steven Richards, Glenn Connor, Ian Wolfe. Hold on. Ian, or is it Ivan? Never mind. Ivan. That's who that is. I was gonna say, is this the Wolf's brother? Ian DeWolf. No, Charles Hills, he's really good. Andrew Thomas, not the tackle. Kerry Osgood. This is an insanely good defense, Voodoo. No strong safety, though. Safeties are a little bit concerning, but this is an incredible defense other than that. this might be a Super Bowl potential team, but they're ranked to not be even a playoff contender. All right. Ian Wolf. Crazy. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to slow sim. Not like that, but not week by week. He was. Craig Crossan was doing his thing. We're going to sim just straight to the playoffs here. I'm assuming it's 2054 might be the cutoff then. If they do 30-year situation, maybe. Or 2025, I guess, could be. Could be 2055. I don't know. I forget where we started originally. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. It's doing its best. That's all we can ask. It's doing a good job for Madden, to be fair. For Madden standards, it's doing its thing. All right. Week 18. Playoffs. Let's see what the bracket looks like. The Jags are the only one in the 4 seed. I'm shocked though, because I swore that the AFC South looked pretty good, especially the Colts, man. Dude, Texans are dog shit apparently now. 8-9, 8-9. Jaguars 9-8. This is the AFC South I know and love. The playoff team making it in at 9-8. This is AFC South football. That is true, but this is AFC South football. Doesn't matter how good the teams actually are. This is accurate, more accurate. AFC South. Although quarterback play, dude, Reed Peak is fucking insane. 41 touchdowns to 2 picks. Holy shit. He's going to be the next Aaron Rodgers. Insanity. CJ Croft was decent. Christian Jenkins was solid. And then Will Washington, another MVP candidate season. Run game, there's no one's ever going to be a 1,000 yarder again, but ton of touchdowns there. Joseph Middleton. There's Mario Henderson continuing the receiver bloodline there. Of course, the Colts not using their 2 X-Factor tight ends enough. So that's maybe why they're 8-9. Any crazy numbers here? 15.5 sacks for Craig Crossan. Award winner. He's doing his thing. Not a lot of picks. Can we see Reed Peak carry this team to a Super Bowl, please? Jaguars. We're simming straight to the Super Bowl. Come on. Reed Peak, let's do this thing, baby. Let's get to the fucking Super Bowl. God damn it. Commanders. No. I don't want to be the Commanders anymore. Playing the Patriots. The Jags beat the Steelers 17-9. Reed Peak. This is Brennan Paroletta. Fortunately loses to the Voyagers, I think. Damn it. Maybe next year. Reed Peak can bring this team to the Super Bowl. All right, we're simming straight to next season. If there is a next season. Come on, boys. Come on, Jags. Let's get this one done. Let's get a Super Bowl. It's been so long. Made it to the AFC Championship once. Or twice. I think it was once with me. That was it. We made the playoffs a couple times. We made it out of the wild card a couple times, but that's it. Texans have gotten their rings in sim. Titans have gotten a ring in sim and in play. Voodoo got his ring season 1. Let's see. You know what? Fuck it. Not even playoffs. Let's go straight to the Super Bowl. Going right to it. Come on. Look, I don't want to talk about the fact that the Jags have or maybe the only team without a Super Bowl now. I don't know about the Browns, though. The Browns might not. I don't think the Browns have one still. I'm not sure, though. Come on, boys. Come on. Peak. Peak, let's do this thing. Bring us to the promised land. Open. Really would love to see. Love to see it. Oh man, here we are. Keep it going. Oh my fucking god, a repeat. Commanders, Patriots again. Come on, man. Jags, dude, what? It's the same fucking playoff bracket for the most part. The Texans made it, lost badly. The Jags beat the Steelers again. Swapped places this time. Who the fuck is Everett Weston? Who are you? You are not Peak. Who are you? Losing to the Voyagers again. The Patriots beat the Voyagers again. Who is this man? Who are you? What have you done to Peak? Where did he go? Where is my king? Why did we let him leave? Or is he hurt? He's gone. Why? He was so good. Will Washington is doo-doo now, apparently. This division sucks. Hey, we have 1,000-yard rushers now, again. That's good. Getting back into the AFC South. For Mario Henderson, though, filling in the shoes of the Jerry Judys and the Odell Beckhams. Ian Wolfe doing his thing. Gage Hall. I mean, that Colts defense is really good. Where the fuck is Reed Peak? And where is he balling out at? I can't believe that they finally give me a quarterback that I actually want to root for ever since Andrew Luck, really. I mean, Drake May never really lived up to what I wanted. He's a fucking snowhawk, and he actually stunk. Why did we let him go? Ugh, disaster. Bro's just wearing normal fucking Nikes. He's not even wearing cleats. He doesn't even want to be there. He got his big contract. He left after this season. Why would we, dude? That is maybe the biggest fumble for the Jags franchise of all time. I mean, how do you not bring him back? I money-wise, I get that might be an issue, but it doesn't matter. Give him whatever he wants. That man is could have been the future, but now he's just, oh, okay, that's it. Well, shit. Well, a little bit of a underwhelming finish here, but let's take a look at the stats overall of some people. I don't know who, but we'll see. Julia Connors, 6th. Bruce Arians only made it to one Super Bowl. Year 1, that's insane. How did he keep his job? I don't know. I guess he's kind of like the Mike Tomlin at that point, right? Gonna all Aaron Rodgers, insane. RG3. 26 yearly awards, 2 Super Bowls. Deshaun Watson had less than RG3 apparently. 25. Still. Deshaun Watson, big man there. Lamar Jackson had a great career. Will Washington had a great career. He's going to be a future Hall of Famer. Any other names? Jake Walker, Big Jake. Future. I know he is a Hall of Famer. Andrew Luck, Hall of Famer with only 5 yearly awards. Terrell Pryor, Hall of Famer. Trey Lance, Hall of Famer. There you go, Voodoo. Yeah, that's pretty much it for quarterbacks. Running backs. Anyone noteworthy? MJD, my goat. MJD. We didn't even get to watch a single fucking Jags game. That's so unfortunate. Dude, where's everyone else? Did Arian Foster not get in it? He definitely did. I don't know where they're not showing him. Just MJD matters, I guess. He's the only Hall of Famer. Because they're really stingy on running backs. Odell Beckham. I mean, look at this dude. Keon Coleman, though. He was doing his thing for Seattle. Him and Deshaun Watson were touching everybody, I guess. I don't know. Odell was great, obviously. Anyone else from our teams here? Middleton. Oh, I don't know why some of the Hall of Famer. I don't know. Whatever. This game's dumb, but it's fine. No tight ends are here. Dwayne Brown's here. You know, he's honestly kind of stunk his whole career. Eben Britton, there we go. Jags representation. Even though he didn't win a Super Bowl with us. It's fine. Trey Smith. I mean, it's so annoying, though. Like, why isn't there more Hall of Famers? J.J. Watt's here. That makes sense. Muhammad Wilkerson was there. Yeah, the Jags and Colts definitely. I mean, they had some playoff runs, but yeah, they never really did anything, unfortunately. The Texans and Titans stayed relevant. Maurice Hurst, dude. What the fuck? Sure. Nick Bosa's in there, Hall of Fame. Emmanuel Ogba with the Jags. Joey Bosa, Jerry Hughes, Hall of Famers. Akeem Ayers, Hall of Famer, obviously. Luke Kuechly, Hall of Famer. Let's go. Bobby Wagner, Hall of Famer. Sean Witherspoon. No, that's not the same guy. I'm thinking Will Witherspoon. Never mind. Fuck that guy. Corners. No one from our division. No free safety was good enough apparently to make the Hall. Same thing with strong safety. Matt Prater, Texans legend. Wow. Let's check the NFL record books for all of our teams really quickly as well to end this one off. Colts. Start with them. Trey Lance, 56, almost 57,000 passing yards in his career. Also had the most passing touchdowns for the Colts, 427. Somehow the Colts never really got past the rushing yard value, which is kind of insane. But Leonard Fournette, 95 touchdowns. Odell Beckham, I mean, the Triple Crown, we went over this before, but very great. No one passed Mathis and no one passed Boyd for the picks. But yeah, no, Reed Peak really did have like a great 4-year run in Jacksonville and then just fucking went to play for the Seahawks and terrible. The Colts running backs did fall off in Sim incredibly. Also, I'm kind of shocked that Jerry Tillery didn't get to the 123, past the 123 mark, honestly. Figured he could have. How about in a season? Peyton Manning, that was voodoo year. Anyone else? Dylan Sampson had the most rushing touchdowns in a season, apparently. Odell Beckham, most yards and touchdowns in the same season. Insane year. That was an insane year. 22 sacks. No wonder he must have won defensive player of the year. That crossing guy. 22 sacks. In a game, Peyton Manning with voodoo. Rush yards. Priest Holmes with voodoo. Odell, 303 in a game. 2036, insane. Pierre Garçon with Voodoo, 4 touchdowns. How about rookie season? Anyone interesting here? Wilkinson, the running back, 18 rushing touchdowns. Ladarius Green with a triple crown for his rookie year. And that's it for the rookie. How about rookie games? Why not? Ladarius Green with the receiving yards, and that's it. So there you go. There's the Colts stats. So some legends. Dude, Odell Beckham. He was fun to watch. That white boy could go. Let's go to the Jags. Andrew Luck, almost 4,500 yards passing, 320 touchdowns. MJD didn't pass Fred Taylor. That's crazy. Najee, 144 rushing touchdowns. I'm surprised that Najee didn't also pass Fred Taylor because he had an incredible career. No receiver really stayed long enough. Antonio Brown, though, 83 receiving touchdowns. Aaron Hernandez, the most catches. Hell yeah. You know, he knew how to catch bodies and, you know, definitely, yeah. I was going to make a joke about him hanging himself, but yeah, whatever. 560 catches. Emmanuel Ogbah, he was incredible for the Jags in Sim. 151 sacks. Luke Kuechly, most interception. That's actually insane. You don't really see that very often, where the interception records get beat for the teams. But Luke Kuechly, 38, sets the record there. Going to the season, Andrew Luck. Of course, this is post me playing with the team. Andrew Luck had a great year. Also had a great touchdown season. MJD with me, though, holding the rushing yards leaders there. Najee had a crazy 25 touchdown year. Never topped the Jimmy Smith 1999 year, though. Mike Thomas, that was the first year we played. Mike Thomas, 15 receiving touchdowns. Never passed that somehow. Jimmy Smith, just too good. Apparently can't pass him. Emmanuel Ogbah, 18 sacks in a year was the highest. I feel like we could have had more. But I guess that's it for the season. Passing yards in a game, we couldn't pass 432. Dude, fucking Troy Smith. No fucking way. What a fucking legend. I think that was a game against... I want to say that was a game against either CJ or DeWolf. It had to have been. Maybe not. Yeah, dude, the fact that Troy Smith, he was like a 59 overall quarterback, was my best option over Blaine Gabbert, and he threw 5 touchdowns, and that never got beat, is insane. And we set no records here, like at all. Clint Session had 5 sacks in a game. I kind of remember that. And Kevin Rutland had 3 picks in a game. I think that was on DeWolf. Might have been. It's crazy how Rutland, Session, and Troy Smith are the 3 guys with season record or game records. Like, Session was a Hall of Famer for the Jags, but Rutland and Smith never really did a ton. Rookie season, peak, dude. I'm telling you. Why did we let this man go? I don't understand. Painful. Henry Ruggs with the most rookie season touchdowns. Cantrell with 11 sacks in a season was the most for a rookie. And then for a rookie game, dude, Minshew. Crazy. Peak with 4 in a game. And then that's it. Dude, that's insane. 1 pick is the record. We couldn't have had any rookie get more than 1 interception in a game. That's kind of insane. Well, the Jags are the Jags, I guess. That's a very unfortunate ending, but it is what it is. Let's go on to the Texans here. Lamar Jackson. There was a couple options, but obviously Lamar spent the most time in Houston. 60,000 yards, 489 touchdowns. Jay Ajayi did turn out to be the best running back there. Even better than Arian Foster. Over 8,000 yards, 101 touchdowns. Tommy Streeter, legend, 14,000 yards receiving. Although Andre Johnson, that stat line doesn't really matter because he wasn't really there. Jordan Addison, though, with 1,030 catches, 232 sacks for J.J. Watt is insane in his career. Kareem Jackson with 31 picks for career. Terrell Pryor obviously set the passing record, 7,100, I should say. 71,000 would be insane. And then RG3 set the passing touchdowns record the year after. Foster had the rushing touchdown record. Andre Johnson had a insane 2024 season, setting the receiving yards and touchdowns record. JJ 26 sacks in a year is the best in a season. Terrell Pryor most in a game, 616. RG3 threw 8 touchdowns on some bum team, and I was pissed off about it because it was frustrating seeing that happen. Trey Benson, 4 rushing touchdowns in sim in a game. It's kind of insane. Tommy Streeter, no surprise, he had 278 receiving yards in a game with 4 touchdowns probably in the same game. J.J. Watt, 5 in a game. Rookie seasons, Terrell Pryor, obviously. RG3, obviously. RG3 rushing touchdowns, 19. Tommy Streeter had a crazy first season. McNeil with 9 sacks is there. And then rookie game, obviously. Terrell Pryor again. RG3 again. Terrell Pryor with the 3 rushing touchdown game. Then Tommy Streeter again. We talked about him. McNeil with 3 there. So yeah, Texans, a lot of record-setting stuff, and they did end up with 2 Super Bowls, so there is that. And then Titans, to finish it off, Will Washington ends up being the GOAT for Tennessee QBs. Not Jake Locker, not Dak Prescott, not Mac Jones even. Will Washington. 57,000 plus yards, 416 passing touchdowns. Josh Jacobs, 149 rushing touchdowns. Kenny Britt, almost 13,000 receiving yards. Middleton, 122 touchdowns. Kenny Britt, 878 catches. Akeem Ayers, 153 sacks. Although the picks at 45 was not able to be beat in a season. Jake Walker, obviously 5,800 was never beat. 63 touchdowns also never beat. A lot of records not beat here for this team, but Middleton with 23 touchdowns. Lamb, 111 catches. Akeem Ayers, 21 sacks in a game or in a season. In a game, Jake Locker, 9 passing touchdowns, 574 yards. CJ2K, 348 yards in a game. Kenny Britt, 273, 4 touchdowns. Was that Demaryius Thomas? Was he there in 2028? I don't know. 14 touchdowns. Nick Bosa, 5 sacks. Rookie season, Jake Locker, 4,900 yards, 48 touchdowns. And that's it. Everything else is 90s. That's kind of crazy. Rookie game, 491 for Locker, 8 touchdowns. Everything else is prior to this. So to round it out, let's look at the NFL standings of the top career yardage. Matt Stafford at the top of the leaderboard, and for yardage there, Aaron Rodgers, most passing touchdowns. Emmitt Smith still holding on to his record for yardage on the ground. Bijan with the most touchdowns, 204. Julio setting the new receiving yard record. Brandon Cooks with the most touchdowns in a career. Julio with the most catches. Cam Jordan, 330 sacks. That is insanity. Holy shit. And then Patrick Peterson, 85 picks. It's all new guys up there. Other than Emmitt Smith, the only one able to hold on to his record. In a season, obviously Terrell Pryor, RG3, obviously. Bijan Robinson had 29 touchdowns in a game. Andre Johnson was there. Khalil Mack with 32 sacks in a season. In a game, obviously Terrell Pryor, Jake Locker, CJ2K. We already talked about all those guys, and that's it for the game. Rookie season, obviously Terrell Pryor, RG3, Tommy Streeters. Did get AJ Green in there for 109 catches in his rookie year. And then a rookie game, Terrell Pryor, Jake Locker. Obviously, we talked about them. Tommy Streeter again. And that's it. So, ton of records there. Sad that we lost all those user head coaches, but that's okay. Damn. Where the fuck is Bruce Arians? He's gone. Okay, well, everyone's gone. So, GG's for everyone. It's very fun. Very fun franchise. Sad to see it go. But the memories. Oh, Julia Connor's actually retired. I'm assuming that Bruce Arians had to have retired too. Very fun franchise. I mean, getting 2 years out of it was impressive, especially how late in the cycle we were for Madden 25. Very fun franchise. And thank you all for who were involved. Shout out to Voodoo. Shout out to DeWolf. Shout out to CJ. And shout out to anyone who's watched any of these videos. And Madden 26 is here. So this will be the last time I touch Madden 25, probably for a while. I'll probably come back to it on my own time, reminiscing. But I'm not going to retire just out of the sake of keeping the franchise for the memory of it. But with that being said, thank you all for watching. And we appreciate all of the support and all of the hours people have put into this franchise. And thank you all for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.